Good morning and welcome to Coffee Ann, the longest running panel discussion show in American radio. To make a comment or ask a question to the panel, call 401-766-1240 or email coffee@woonsocket.radio.com. And now, let's join the Coffee Ann panel.
And good morning. It is Coffee Ann time on ON Radio. It's Friday morning. It's December 8th. Thanks for joining us. I'm Joe Callahan at the Coffee Ann table. We'll say hi to Melissa Murray. Hi, Melissa.
Good morning.
Good morning to you. How about this weather? Huh?
I hate it.
And it's going to be like this for 4 months.
It is. The first thing I said when I walked in, I said, so it's going to be like this for another 4 months. And I'm just going to be cold. I'm wearing a scarf indoors.
Come on, April.
Come on, April. You know what? I'll take June. Let's just skip right to June. I love the summer.
Dave Richards is here as well. Hi there, Dave.
Hi there. How are you, Joe?
Hello, Melissa.
all right.
Hi, everybody
morning.
listening in.
All right. Last night, Soup for Supper went extremely well.
Oh, this was one
So
of these
busy.
shake your head, so incredibly successful.
Yeah.
I mean, you started off down at the Mill Race Kitchen with a few dozen very nice people and, bugged out barbecues there, and he made some nice soups and stuff like that.
Before we go any further, this segment of Coffee Ann is sponsored by the Northern Rhode Island Chamber of Commerce. What's going on with the chamber, Dave?
At the open house. You want to talk about the open house there, Melissa? Did you get a chance to go to the
I
open
didn't
house?
go to the
holiday
open house.
open house?
I did not.
Oh, Lisa
I was not
Carsifero
there.
did.
Okay.
Lisa Carsifero did. She was telling me about it last night. And she says that was quite the event. It usually is. Whenever you have something going on at Bally's, it's usually quite the event.
Mm-hmm.
So she thought that it was extremely successful there as well. I'm changing gears pretty fast here, Joe.
Sorry about that.
But anyway, Northern Rhode Island Chamber of Commerce would like you to talk to you about how the government has got their hands in your business, and you should return the favor. So call them, and the advocacy will begin on January 2nd when the legislative critters return to their nests down in Providence. So there you have it, 334-1000. It's not an adversarial relationship. It's one of trying to find common ground and keeping your mitts off my plate. So there.
All right. Now, back to Soup for Supper.
334-1000. Yes, back to Soup for Supper. Like I said, it started in this nice, charming little event down in Mill Race Kitchen, and it quickly outgrew it. Mm-hmm. And so I know I'm speaking for people, and I have no right to do this, but I would say that we outgrew St. Joseph's Pets.
It was packed, and I saw, they had to take out extra tables and chairs.
That's right.
And it was absolutely packed. Every seat was
No
filled.
place to put cars in the parking lot.
Yeah.
People were standing the whole day. By the time, now you were there with Michael earlier, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know what time you got there. It's none of my business, but like almost everybody who ate got there before me, because by the time I got there at 6 o'clock, because remember we were on the auction, right? Mm-hmm. We had to clerk out and do a couple things before I could leave. So we went there. There was no place to sit down. Mm-hmm. Everybody you knew in town was there. Mm-hmm. The place was packed tick like this. And there was no salad. There was no bread. Everything was gone.
And very little soup.
And we had 8 different soups there, right?
Yeah.
Only 3 remained by the time I was eating.
Oh.
Seriously. And Romeo and Diane Berthium came in about a half an hour after I did. There was nothing. All the chefs had packed up their stuff because they were completely out of food.
Yeah.
Now, that's a disappointment, and we're sorry that happened, but at the same time, you kind of smile and say, wow, this thing's really taken off.
It really has, yeah. And it was a perfect night for soup. It was cold. You just didn't want to cook.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff was going on all week. There's been events going on.
Now, did you have a favorite
week.
Last night, Melissa? Did you try several different ones?
I tried 4 different soups.
Yes?
So what did you try?
I had the chowder. I had some Thai coconut.
Chowder was gone when I got there.
Yeah, that was very
Thai
popular.
coconut?
Thai coconut from Kay's. Chicken velvet, I tried.
I had chicken velvet too.
I had, I'm not a big broccoli person. I had a bite
Broccoli and
of
cheese.
the broccoli and cheese, and it was very good.
Yeah.
But I wasn't going to eat like chunks of broccoli. That's just my thing. I don't know. I don't like cooked broccoli.
Did you try the one from Adeline's, the chicken?
I
dish?
tried that, and that was my favorite.
Yeah, I like that
what
too.
kind was that?
It was,
It was kind of like the
was like a
filling
creamy
of
chicken
a
and
chicken
vegetable.
pot pie.
Okay.
yeah, it was exactly like that.
It had a nice gravy there, a nice light,
Wasn't too
clear
thick.
gravy.
Yep.
And what was it that he put on top? What was that?
There was
little
like some
sprig of something?
microgreens on top,
All
like
right,
yeah,
like a
and it
garnish,
was
okay.
just
Yeah.
so good.
And
that was the winner for me.
They're
last
little.
night.
They're little 6-ounce cups.
Yeah.
And by the time I got there, they were only filling them halfway full because they were trying
So they
to make
were
it
only
stretch.
filling them halfway for us too.
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Stretch.
Well, once they saw the crowd, yeah.
Yep.
Because you can't just go out and make another soup just like that. I mean, what are you talking? Go down
a
to the
labor
store and
of
get some
love.
Lipton or something like that. But these were really great soups, and they were substantial, good soup. So anyway, I had the brisket stew, the beef brisket stew.
I didn't have that.
Yeah. Oh, well, Bug, he. I just want to call him Jermaine, but he said, "No, call me Bug. Call me Bug." But Bug, he gave me a cup of that, and I said, "This has got a smoky flavor to it." He says, "Yes, Dave. That's not regular beef." He says, "What do you think? This is Dinty Moore?" He says, "That's brisket from the smoker." And,
Oh, I didn't know. I didn't catch that
it
one.
was great with nice big carrots and taters and stuff like that. And everything was, that was great stuff. And the other one that I enjoyed so much was Stacy Bean's stuffed pepper soup. Did you try that one?
No, I didn't get to try that one either.
Stuffed pepper soup. It tastes just like a nice plate of big old stuffed pepper. And they actually added some extra rice in there, so you could have as much rice as you wanted. If you wanted a little more broth, they didn't put so much rice in.
Mm-hmm.
And if you wanted the rice, then they put that in there too, mix it up, and wow, what a taste. I love stuffed peppers, and that soup was a hit for me.
Excellent. And it was crowded, and so they probably pulled in some decent amount of cash.
Oh,
I
would
imagine,
expect
yeah.
so.
Last night, so I'm looking forward to seeing what that total is.
Yeah.
We might find out from Lisa very soon. At the very least, I would guess tomorrow morning, if you listen into the Milk Fund radio auction with Romeo and Darren, they are going to have as their guest auctioneer Lisa Carcefero, our Milk Fund appeal chair, and she will have a number for us, I'm sure, at that point, because she and I were together last night on Clinton Street at Morningstar Lodge of Masons, and I'll tell you about that in just a minute. But when we went home, she says, "I'm going to be counting money all night," and so I had to go to Betty by, but she stayed up counting money last night. So we'll find out what the number is, and we'll let her make the announcement when she comes in. But so let's talk about Milk Fund last night. As a lot of people out there know, I'm a member of the Masons, and a very, very proud member because my brothers in the fraternity did us proud last night. One of the tenets of our group, of our fraternity, is faith and hope and charity. And the big C, the charity part, really, really shone last night. Lisa and I were there, and the Grand Lodge of Rhode Island came forward and presented Lisa with a check for $3,000 for the Milk Fund, and that is an increase this year.
Is, yeah.
$3,000.
So generous.
Oh my goodness! And then
Gets better.
the worshipful master of the Masons, number 13 Morningstar Lodge on Clinton Street, came forward with $500 for the Milk Fund right then and
Wonderful.
there. And then on the sidelines, the Holy Sepulchre group, that's a concordant body, came up with a $1,000 check.
Very nice.
And then the commandery came up with another $1,000 check. And I should say their names now that I have it in front of me here so I can say it properly. Pawtucket Royal Arch Chapter number 4 came in with $1,000, and the Holy Sepulchre Commandery number 8 came up with another $1,000. So, and then this was great. Another lodge in the northern district, northern part of the state, Lafayette Lodge, came over and handed Lisa a check for $100, and that's
Very
a lodge
nice.
over in Cumberland on, let's see, on Nate Whipple Highway. That's where we set up our viewing point and broadcast point for the Arnold Mills 4th of July parade, because they're right on the route. And then, as if all that wasn't, I mean, because this was great. I mean, some of the stuff they'd increased, and then Lafayette came in, and then, wouldn't you know it, the ladies came in. That's the Order of the Eastern Star, which loosely speaking could be interpreted for the average person as like the Ladies Auxiliary, although it is much more than a Ladies Auxiliary. Order of the Eastern Star came in with a $450 donation as well.
Wow.
All together,
Yeah, so we add it all up, Dave.
$6,050 was
That's
handed
amazing.
to Lisa
That's
last night.
amazing.
That's so great. On top of the money that was generated at the Soup for
Yeah,
Supper.
so generous.
Yeah, so it was
So
a
many
good
generous
night.
people out there.
And we had $422 sold in our auction last night, the hour before all that.
All right.
So it was a good day yesterday for the Milk Fund. We felt very, very good.
All right. We look forward to the next Milk Fund auction. Next Milk Fund fundraising event, which is Sunday at the
Well,
Walnut
actually,
Bowl.
it's this afternoon on the Milk Fund radio auction, and
Well,
tomorrow
yeah.
with another Milk Fund radio auction, and then
One where-
on Sunday.
one that everybody can come to.
Yeah.
And that happens Sunday, 2 to 5, Walnut Hill Bowl. It's bowling for the Milk
And
Fund.
if you're going to a Christmas party, be sure to pass along the basket or a Milk Fund bottle. If you need
Yep,
Milk Fund
yep.
bottles, we have the plastic bottles here at the station. Pick one
Yeah,
up.
the old school ones. I mean, they're old school to me. I remember
They're
kids.
really old school, yeah.
They are like the
But we
original
still
ones.
have them.
Yeah, yeah. I remember kids passing that around at school when I was in elementary school,
Yeah.
and you would put quarters in. Yeah.
All right, for those of you who have not heard, because you said, why would I watch the Patriots? Patriots won last
Do
night.
we have to do the sports huddle again for another
Sports
half an
huddle on
hour
Friday,
here?
not a half hour.
All right.
Just a little highs for the
Okay.
Patriots won yesterday.
Well, that is a remarkable
21
thing,
to 18,
isn't it, this
although
year?
they almost blew it. They were up 21 to 3 and they put it in cruise control for the second half and said,
Oh, boy.
we got it. Don't worry about it. And it's like, uh-oh. But they did, Pittsburgh made a few decisive errors towards the end of the game. And there we go, 21 to 18, a final score. And if you just watched the first half, boy, that was the half to watch. And it was remarkable. It's like, where have these guys been all season? And here they finally showed up. I think they probably changed the offensive game plan to fit Zappy's style.
Well,
and
that,
they were
I
very,
mean, wake
they were
up
very
and thank
simple.
you very much for doing that.
Yeah, so it was, but I think Pittsburgh said, hey, this is all they're doing. It's a very simple game plan, and we could attack it in the second half, which is what they did. And that's why it was a much closer game. But nice to see a win come out of Pittsburgh like that, and they'll be very happy as they have the next 10 days off or so, waiting to play the Kansas City Chiefs a week from this coming Sunday. So
Which I think is
They
kind
were-
of ironic. They have 10 days to lick their wounds and then get beaten to pieces.
maybe the Chiefs will take it easy on them.
Yeah, the big story in that game is, well, the second biggest story in that Chiefs-Patriots game coming up is going to be how much they lost by. The first biggest story is, what did Taylor Swift wear?
I know. Will she be in Robert Kraft's personal box up there at Gillette? We'll have to see on that. Although I did kid around after the Patriots made their second touchdown score, which made it like 14-3 at the time. I just turned to my wife. I said, "Hey, look at that! Mac Jones is on the phone to his agent. Get me out of here. I need to be with another team." Poor Mac. All right, we're gonna take a break here on the Coffee and program. So, Davey, let's get a second message, please, from the Northern Rhode Island Chamber of Commerce.
334-1000 is the telephone number to call at 9 o'clock this morning, because they don't answer the phone before 9. It's a 9 to 5 business, friends, and find out how the Chamber can work harder for you. Joe?
Thanks, Dave. Comments and questions can be called in 766-1240. For that person on your list that needs something winter-related, stop into Pepin Lumber. They have snow shovels, snow brooms. They even have ice scrapers. Now, if your person already has those, check out the Milwaukee tools, the tool bags, the Nebo flashlights, and maybe even a shop vac. They're all at Pepin Lumber, 830 Cumberland Hill Road, Woonsocket, and online at pepinlumber.com. Gift certificates are always available. Merry Christmas from Pepin Lumber.
What does it mean that our customers are our owners? It means that we don't have shareholders like a bank. We have owners like you. And though we don't have traditional shareholders, we do share. We share values, expectations, and yes, profits in the form of better rates, lower fees, and dividends. Our customers are our owners. Our owners are our customers. Come join us. Navigate Credit Union.
The Coffee and Panel is enjoying coffee from Down East Coffee Roasters. All their coffee is roasted right here in Rhode Island. Down East Coffee Roasters is available at all Little General stores.
ON AM and FM.
All right, it's Coffee and on ON Radio. This is Joe Callahan here with Melissa Murray and Dave Richards.
I
I'm
felt
just-
lousy. I kept them myself.
Well, one other thing about the football game last night, Zappi did throw an interception. However, not his fault. One of the players that he threw to didn't catch it and tipped it up in the air, and a Pittsburgh guy caught it.
Well,
but
he-
it still
he
looks
first
like an
hit his own
interception.
guy.
That's right, which is what you're supposed to do. All right, other things going on newsworthy-wise. I had to laugh at the story that Dave had this morning that a Woonsocket man was indicted on drug and weapons charges, and they should be able to slap another charge on you just for being dumb. And this man is he's a felon, a convicted felon, and one of the bases
One of the things you can't do when you're a convicted felon is own weapons.
Right.
And there he is on his Snapchat account holding up weapons. Oh, look at me.
Right. Because nobody monitors anybody's social
The
media.
police will never know.
You'll
They don't
never
they
know.
don't look at that. Well,
It goes away,
He
right?
didn't even have the presence of mind to take some orange paint and paint the
over
end of his
face.
real
Oh,
gun barrel.
like it's plastic.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So his name's Jose Marrero. He's 35 years old.
Old
The
enough
police-
to know better.
The police were watching. Okay, they went down to see him. Messages seized through the app also alluded to drug activity. Authorities seized 3 semi-automatic handguns, large capacity magazine, and other materials from his apartment. He is free now on $10,000 surety bond. He's due back in court December 11th, which is just next
Monday.
week. Yeah, it's Monday. So he's got a few days of freedom, and then it's right back. So
Yeah.
things you shouldn't do is take pictures with your semi-automatic
Yep.
weapons.
Yep.
Yes,
Merry
he gets
Christmas.
the Bozo
When
of
you're
the
a
Week
convicted
award.
felon.
Right.
The
You're going
bozo
away
of the
for
week.
Christmas.
Yep. All right. They haven't said where this guy in Rhode Island is from, what town he's from, but the man was charged in that flight from Florida, Orlando to Providence on
Yes.
Breeze Airwaves.
He's a
for
Rhode Island
saying-
guy.
He's a Rhode Island guy, but they haven't said what
Oh.
town he's from.
Lucky
I
for
mean, they were
him.
flying into Warwick, so
Yeah.
obviously he's probably going to be a Rhode Island guy. And he is. So now I'm looking at the whole thing, reading as much as I can about it, and he pleaded not guilty to the whatever charge they came up with, and he's saying, no. See, the passengers around me heard me incorrectly. All right. Now, yes, he was arguing with what is turning out to be his fiance, by the way. That's what I read. And he was saying, the passenger was saying, he said she's got a bomb. All right. And that's what started this whole thing. And now we're going to land at Jacksonville and get the FBI involved. And he's saying, no, that's not what I said. I said something to the effect of, you have to be calm. All right. Calm and bomb. Kind of sounds similar.
How do you make
in
that
Well,
mistake?
you're in an airplane.
No.
You got that loud noise that's always in airplanes.
But-
Maybe someone hears it different. Maybe not. I just think this is what he's going with his defense.
Right. Well, this is his story, and he's sticking to it.
That's what his
Right.
lawyer is telling him.
Yes.
But it's
Right.
funny. The judge is admonishing him down there. And this is a quote. He said, "Do you realize 200 people hate your guts? Because you caused them to miss their flight to get their connections home.
Oh, yeah.
They all hate you."
Yeah.
And so he apologized, the defendant. I said, "Did you apologize for what happened, yet you pleaded not guilty?"
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, everyone else is wrong, right? He's right. He's I meant to say this, or I said that.
No, I really said this.
I
Now,
really
depending
said
on where they
this.
are, let's say they're in row 20. If you're in row 8, you're probably not going to hear any of what
You're
took
probably not gonna
place
hear anything,
at
right.
all.
But if you're
until
right next
all of
to
a-
them.
Yeah, if you're in the same row or the one behind or the one in front. What was that about a bomb? And then they alert flight attendants immediately. And
So don't say anything that rhymes with bomb. I mean,
well, that's what it's coming down to. I guess it's like you can't joke with the
Don't,
TSA.
don't
unless,
talk about
unless,
that dress in the prom.
That's right.
yeah.
You can't joke with the TSA unless they joke with you first. Then it's okay.
Yeah, right.
And you can't You can't say anything about, oh, I've got guns.
Don't worry about
No.
it. Another 30,
A
40 years
normal
from
person
now,
wouldn't do that.
another 30, 40 years from now, they'll be looking down on this era saying, oh, how
foolish
intolerant
they
they
were.
were, how foolish those people were back then. Don't worry about it. They are all earning their place in history as intolerant fools.
But no, we have the TSA now, Dave, enforced. It'll never go away. We've got too many people employed by TSA. Now we can't get rid of them
And
all.
somebody will come up with the idea that the TSA should smile once in a while and be nice
Well,
and
they
all
do.
the rest of that
And
sort of
I-
thing. So and it'll catch on and then
They do?
everybody will be oh yeah, you kidding me?
Oh, it is
you-
always
you-
good
you
morning
s-
to the TSA.
you
Good morning, good
spend,
afternoon. Nice to see you.
You spend enough years on this planet and you realize it's wide tie is in fashion, narrow tie is in fashion, and how stupid they were for having wide ties. And come on, what is that, a bib? But it's back and forth. It's back and forth and back and forth. The same stuff just cycles all the time. And I have Milk Fun news for you.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I do.
Let's switch gears.
Switch
Just
gears.
got a text
Per text from.
from Lisa Carcefero.
All right.
All right, drum roll.
Who says that the precise figure is still being polished up.
All right.
But this is how it looks. We had $60 as a donation that just, here, take $60. All right. $242 on the raffle. $231 on the penny social. $97 in bar tips. And $2,540 in tickets.
Wow. Yeah.
So it's looking like 3170 or 32 or
great.
31 or somewhere around there. 3170 is what it's looking right now
Great.
for last night's Soup for Supper, according to Lisa Carcefero, who ought to know.
Yeah.
That
Fantastic.
is great. Well, you put that together with our 6,000 there.
Eight.
So, well, you
was a
got
good
well,
day
it's
for the Milk
31,
Fund, yeah.
and then it's 6,000.
All right,
That's
nine.
90, 92. Plus, we had more money on the auction yesterday, and
Just
it's
shy of $10,000.
just shy of $10,000 earned in one day, collected for our favorite Christmas time charity. And Lisa reminds me to say that Bug and Mike and Stacy knocked it out of the park.
Yeah, they did.
Really, really did.
Excellent. That's such great news. So thanks, Lisa, for informing us that. And that's fantastic for basically a $10,000 day yesterday
Yeah.
for the Milk Fund. Fantastic. Alrighty.
Thank you so much, folks. And we'll be working on updates on the figure.
Right.
That is the total figure.
Yeah,
We'll
when
be
you think
looking at
about
that for you.
how many people that can help.
Yeah.
It's a lot of people.
The thing is that everything lags. I'm going to tell you we have a $10,000 day, and then we're going to say that we have 18,000 in the
Account.
Right.
and then you're going to say, well, that's 28,000. Well, it isn't until it's actually deposited. So you have
Takes
to
a while
deposit.
to process.
We have rules, and we don't announce a figure that isn't verified in the account
Right.
because anything can go wrong.
Correct.
Yeah.
All right. By the way, the guy from Rhode Island charged down there in Jacksonville. He is charged with false information and making threats.
And being stupid.
Yeah, but you can't put that as a charge.
Not
But
yet.
he does face 5 years in federal prison if he's found guilty.
yeah.
So
Oh, yeah.
You do not mess around on an
You
airplane. You,
can't.
don't joke about having bombs or guns or anything like that. I mean,
now they weren't
come
joking
on.
around. Apparently, they got into some kind of argument. But even so, you can't make threats.
You
Even
can't-
if,
right.
if you're making an argument.
And they weren't
Right.
even married. They're just fiancés.
Well, they are engaged. That's
You know,
that's
Maybe
what I
not
hear.
anymore.
Yeah, maybe
anymore.
not. Right? Not maybe not anymore. She got arrested too, right?
You ruined my Thanksgiving.
No, it
Oh,
looks
she
like
No.
wasn't her.
No, it's just him. 41-year-old Evan Sims is his name. Just doesn't say where he's from, other than he's from Rhode Island. But no, she wasn't charged with anything.
Oh.
So, okay.
Well, she still didn't get home that night.
No.
Right.
Think
All
she
the next night.
She thinks she loves him any better at this point.
Probably not. A little less than the day before. The
He said he was sorry.
he did, and they didn't even go to Disney World. They were just down there visiting
no.
family. But I'm
Oh.
thinking other people on the flight were probably coming back from Disney
Oh,
World.
yeah.
What do you
Yeah.
mean?
With
What do you mean
With
we're not
children
getting-
and
with kids?
Yeah, awful.
And hey, they got school tomorrow, and oh boy. So anyway, Have a seat there, Richard Lane. We'll get
Hey,
to
the
Rich-
rooster has arrived.
We'll get to Rich in just a minute.
Official tail twister of the Milk Fund
We got to-
celebrity bartender.
Another story. This probably isn't going to
event.
shock Melissa at all, but Dave had the story this morning. Primary care physician shortage is getting worse
Oh,
Oh,
we know
yeah,
that.
yeah.
here in Rhode Island.
Yeah.
Mine's retiring.
And that's the problem.
Yeah.
And I told Dave this. I said the trick is to get
A good doctor in the first
doctor,
place.
a good doctor, but that's younger than you.
Right.
That's
so,
correct.
So
yeah.
you'll retire before them.
Yeah.
or expire, whichever way you want to look at it. And I've been lucky enough. I've actually gone in that route. Although I have one more doctor that's just
Well, that's
older
good
than
advice,
me.
Joe, because I outlived
But it's tough to
my
find.
first two doctors.
Yeah. It's
I just outlived them. And because my present doctor, Dr. Balon, we're about the same age. So he's saying, he says, so are you retiring? I said, nah. You kidding me? This stuff is so easy. Why would I retire?
by the year 2030, Rhode Island is expected to experience a shortfall of about 100 primary care doctors.
Yeah,
100.
and considering each one could have 80
How
to
many
100 patients,
Yeah.
really, yeah. That's a lot of people affected.
Yeah, and shortage of
And
pediatricians.
the problem, of
and-
course,
yeah, it's
started
gonna be a
many
problem.
years ago. That insurance companies I see are complicit in this. But generally speaking, you can't fault someone who just spent six figures for an education and a certificate from going where they can be paid better.
Yeah.
And specialists always get paid better than general practitioners. And they're not the ones who get the calls at 4 in the morning and stuff like that. And, you know, when you're trying to have a life, the life is totally different. So what we do is that we treat people badly and then wonder why nobody wants to do that for a living. And that's the way it is. I mean, they did it with postal workers and, you know, fast food workers. Treat them badly and then find out and then wonder why they don't want to do it. But school bus drivers were in that group too for a while. I just think that we're paying for the mistakes of the past in this situation, and it's going to be tough.
Melissa, have you heard about this? Part of the same program story. I mean, the nonprofit group Care Transformation Collaborative Rhode Island is backing legislation. They says there's legislation to provide incentives for med students to go into primary care.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
you've seen this? You've read it?
I know it's in the works. It's in the works.
Do you know what the incentive is? Can you talk to that?
I'm not sure because
All right.
I don't know if I've heard about the discussion around it, but I haven't read the specific legislation, so I don't know the specifics. But I think we need to work with the schools to incentivize people to go into primary care, and also then once they get that education, we need to incentivize them to stay in the state.
That's another one.
Right? I mean, it's
Because
you need both.
And I could give you a great example. My daughter and wife go to the same doctor. It's a female doctor. She in Plainville, Massachusetts. Got talking to her. She is still is and lives in Gloucester. I said, so you drive from Gloucester to Plainville every day? Yeah. She goes, well, it's not too bad, half an hour or so. But she started her practice in Rhode Island.
Yeah.
Had to get out.
Yeah.
Making more
Another-
money coming to Massachusetts.
Right,
Ooh,
and
that's a
I
problem.
think they're
then in
working
Rhode
with
Island.
Brown Medical
And
School.
childcare workers, the same thing.
Oh yes.
My daughter was in.
Oh,
my
childcare
daughter was in that.
is
Nicole.
dire straits.
She said, I can't afford to work in Rhode Island.
Yeah.
Nope.
I have to go to Massachusetts. She's living here in Rhode Island, living in Pasco. And she said, no, I can't afford to work here. She says, this state is destroying itself. And she went to Massachusetts to work.
Yeah, because we haven't done a rate review. We haven't raised those rates in so long that everyone
you're so
else is
busy-
just competitive.
So busy taxing everybody so much they can't afford to pay higher rates.
Hey, now I had a good bill this year.
Well, I would like to know
Little tax break.
what are the incentives to try to keep med students.
I'm
to
sure
go-
this is
stay in
gonna
Rhode
be-
Island, going to primary care and stay there.
Yeah, this is going to be a big point of discussion this
Yeah.
year.
All right. We're going to take a break here on the Coffee and program, but more is coming your way. Time for a look at the weather forecast being brought to you by Positive Coaching Alliance.
Sunny skies today and then becoming mostly cloudy during the afternoon, a high of 42. Tonight, mostly cloudy skies, overnight low of 29, calm wind. Saturday's weather mostly cloudy, high of 52, calm wind. Sunday, showers are 70% likely, especially in the afternoon. Mostly cloudy skies, high of 60. Very breezy Sunday with south winds increasing over 25 miles per hour. Sunday night, that's a 100% chance of showers and possibly even a thunderstorm on Sunday night. Some storms could produce gusty winds and heavy rain. Overnight low of 52. The wind will be the big feature on Sunday night's weather, with wind gusts as high as 45 to 50 miles per hour. Monday, showers linger until noontime. Windy and high of 53. The wind gusts on Monday over 40 miles per hour. Chance of rain 80%. Then on Tuesday, the weather calms down, sunny and 41. Wednesday, mostly sunny with a high of 42. And Thursday, mostly sunny, high of 40.
Currently outside the Navigate Credit Union broadcast studio on the corner of Park Ave and Kennedy Street, we have sunny skies with 37 degrees. Questions about youth or high school sports? Positive Coaching Alliance can help. PCA, a national nonprofit organization, develops better athletes and better people through youth and high school sports. Info at positivecoach.org.
Hello, this is Woonsocket City Councilman Brian Thompson. If you think of it, every one of us has a lot to be thankful for this Christmas season. The meaning may be different to each of us, and the thankfulness may take different forms. But our city has a lot going for it. I want to say, one of the things I am grateful for is your support. The work of a city councilman isn't often fun, but it is always meaningful. And I am grateful you've given me the job to work with my 6 council colleagues in Mayor Beauchamp's administration to make a good thing even better. Merry Christmas, Woonsocket.
For an Allstate agent, providing protection options that fit your life is something they take, well, personally. Allstate agents are committed to learning about your needs and helping customize protection to meet them. From bundling your home and auto insurance with ease to evaluating optional coverage, your Allstate agent can help build an insurance proposal that fits your life. And just as important as learning what you need is learning what you don't. Because helping you get coverage you want with savings you deserve is what Allstate is all about. It's time to get coverage that's catered to you. Are you in good hands? Call Kara and Celeste Benjamin at the Benjamin Agency. One agency, 2 locations in North Smithfield and Bellingham. One telephone number, 765-5000. Subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and Allstate Property and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Hi, this is Gary Smith. Join me for Do You Remember, Tuesday through Friday mornings at 9:30 here on ON Radio.
It's Coffee In on ON. Thanks for joining us. Joe Callahan here with Rich Lane, Melissa Murray, Dave Richards. This portion of Coffee In is sponsored by the Valley Breeze newspaper, which Dave happens to have in his hands.
I happen to, yes. Thank you very much, Joe Callahan. And I have the Cumberland Lincoln edition right here over there. And on there, I'd just like to touch on some of the local stories the Breeze is publishing about. The chief in Cumberland, the fire chief in Cumberland, Nicholas Anderson, says needed upgrades in Cumberland Fire District are extensive. Oh, good news. Alrighty. Also, in Lincoln, they're proposing, listen to this now, 9 courts for pickleball in Lincoln. Always a trendsetter in the Blackstone Valley, the town of Lincoln. And there you have it.
And what will they do with that land 5 years from now?
When it's no longer
When it's
popular.
That's right.
Sophia Barr is the one has the story on that. Ethan Shorey writes about phone-free schools are catching on in the area. After Central Falls and North Providence did it, it's catching on with more and more towns are thinking of doing this. What you do is you don't allow kids to have their phones turned on.
Yeah, when they come in, they get put into something that's locked.
Yes, that's
and only
right.
the teacher, its staff, can unlock the pouch
teacher,
that it's in.
Or the administration.
Right,
If you
yeah,
have
the
a special
staff.
situation where you might need your phone, and then you apply, and if they feel the situation's worthy, but then you're on your owner not to be messing with your phone. You know, and it kind of focuses you on the matters at hand, the education and stuff like that. So that's in the Cumberland Lincoln edition. Let me pull up over here the Blackstone, North Smithfield, and Woonsocket edition. And first from North Smithfield, in reaction to the vote to not build a new or repair a new fire station. Chief Lafferty says the Band-Aid station repairs are far from the final answer. Mm-hmm. You betcha. It's got a nice picture over here of Jeff Gamache taking center stage during the holiday stroll last Saturday. Full color picture there. A very nice story about St. James and St. Mark's churches. As you know, they've merged from Harris Avenue and down on Hamlet Avenue. They have their carolers out, and Shirley Ayers, the music ministry director there at St. James and St. Mark's, put together the thing, and she says, this is something we want to do forever, and music is universal. Read the story from Bella Pelletier in The Breeze, and Bella also writes about the problem that we have now with the end nears for the Woonsocket YMCA, and Mayor Beauchamp is working to keep the pools open. You talked about that with the mayor in person on the radio yesterday morning, right?
Sure did.
Very good. Get it in
a
The
high
Breeze,
priority
free
for the
where you
mayor.
shop every Thursday, plus lots of great ads from great local businesses. The Valley Breeze.
Thanks, Dave. Okay, Rich Lane from Post 85. Thanks for joining us, as you do on every Friday. And boy, did we have a good time on Tuesday night being celebrity bartenders. That was
You
a
are one
blast.
tail twister, I'll tell you, pal.
Me?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness! Hey,
Give.
look at this now. In addition to, he's got this bell over the bar that you ring for a $20 tip.
Yeah.
You know, and I haven't heard that bell in a while.
There you go.
Yeah, and then next thing you know, it's ringing. But the other thing is, now I fell for this. What a sucker I am. He says, "Okay, everybody,
I did
now
too.
Just grab a dollar and raise it in the air over your head. Just $1 bill. Raise it in your head." So everybody's doing it over here,
Including
And
me.
It's
And-
right.
and
And
me.
I fell for it. Okay, now put it in the tip jar.
Yeah.
No,
Put
Melissa's
it in
tip jar.
Melissa's tip jar. I put a
Melissa's tip jar,
you even put
absolutely.
a dollar
Tip jar.
in my own tip jar.
You see, no. What happened during the evening is I was getting these little side glances from everybody pointing at you two guys, going, "These guys aren't worth your salt." But no, all joking aside, we had an absolute blast. We tried to keep it on the simple end. I mean,
Yeah.
and everybody. Hey, look, to me, when you start out with zero and you end up with something, it's more than what you had when you started out with, right?
$620 is a lot more than nothing. My friends.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. So and I heard the report on the way in. St. Joe's, what they did there with their soup thing, and see what we tried to do is, like the other venues, like Circle, they did a fantastic job with their
Yes, they
kickoff
did.
Yeah.
because they sell tables and they serve all this food and everything, and they got all these raffle items hanging around. And I said, this is the first time we dip our toes in the water for the Milk Fund, the American Legion boat. First time we do anything. Well, we used to do the little milk bottles, sell them for $1 a piece. And but I said, let's do something a little different. And so when I presented the idea to you folks a few months back, you were more than willing to jump in. And I saw Dave looked dapper that night, didn't he?
I know you had a bow
He had
tie.
his,
Yeah.
like, what he reminded me of with the little bow tie there? And you remember Gunsmoke?
Yes.
The bartender behind the bar there with the bow tie and everything. I said, oh, there he is.
Well, he was looking for the garters to put around his arm.
Was he?
And
Almost.
he couldn't find them.
Almost, huh? But then again, I turned around about a half hour into it, Dave, and I see you with the shaker there, shaking up the
He was
mixes
mixing-
and
he was
the
mixing
drinks. and
drinks.
everything. Yeah, Dave was really getting into it.
I was doing my Casey and the Sunshine Band.
Yep.
Shake, shake,
there.
shake.
And I saw you found the buffet too.
Yes. Those chicken wings were great.
Kelly did a fantastic job from
Yes.
down at Fast Eddie's Cocktails and Lounge down on River Street. They just opened up, 6-7 months ago?
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah.
But
Doing
yeah,
phenomenal.
and I mean, look, I'm not trying to plug them or anything like that, but I will because I think
ahead.
Kelly comes down. But I'll tell you what, I don't know if anybody saw what they're doing this Wednesday with a pasta bar type of thing, but just take, do you see that
I did.
advertisement?
Yep.
Man, I mean, a pasta bar with like all sorts of sauces with it, and then add-ons like shrimp and scallops and beef in it
Yep,
for
choose your
$25 a
pasta,
head.
Choose your sauce. And then
Yeah, I mean, come
choose the
on.
add-on.
Just look it up. It's on this coming Wednesday, I think, from 4 to 9. But I'll be down there anyhow. But yeah, we had a good time with the Milk Fund Drive, and we're gonna have a
Well,
little.
my question for you, Rich. No, we were there. It was a Tuesday night, right? Yeah, it was
Yeah,
Tuesday.
yeah.
Was that a normal crowd for a Tuesday? That
Oh
was
no.
there?
No,
no?
no,
Okay.
No, we had a good amount of a good amount of our patrons show up,
Yeah.
and Melissa had to point out and that was very gracious of you, Melissa, because I forget who I am sometimes.
I don't know what I did.
No, at the end, like I didn't recognize the other politicians that were there. I don't
yeah.
know anybody.
Oh,
Well,
okay.
they're quite a number.
But yeah, there were quite a few that showed up.
there
So
were.
we're always appreciative of that.
Yeah.
And I still can't recall her. I'm 69 years old. Leave me alone, will you, for crying out loud?
Brian
You don't even
Thompson
live
was,
here. You
Brian
don't even
Thompson
live
was
here.
there.
Yeah, right.
Bob Phillips showed up.
Yep. John Brian.
John Brian showed up.
Yep,
with
our
their
city clerk,
spouses.
Christina was
City
there.
clerk
Yeah,
was there.
Christina comes in quite a bit
Yeah,
too. We
so-
see her quite a bit
Yep,
too.
so we were well represented on
Yep.
the state and the local level.
Yeah, so it was great to see, and we'll do a little after-action report and find out if we can add a couple of things and make it a little better. But I'm sure this is going to be an annual thing if you guys are willing to pop in, and whatever date works for you.
I
and,
hope we didn't screw Dave, the certified bartender.
I
No,
was
no,
going to
no.
say,
No.
shout
Did we get
out
in his way?
to Dave because he had to babysit all three of
All
us.
three of us. And run the cash register.
And run the cash register.
And keep getting grapefruit juice.
That's
and,
right. Where's
Yep.
this?
liquor
Where's
out of
that?
the
We
closet
didn't
and
know,
stuff like that,
where
milk.
things were, so we would all be asking him questions sometimes at the same time.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
he
kept it all straight.
He was wonderful. He kept us in line,
Yeah.
and he
Afterwards,
wrangled all three of us.
Afterwards, I asked him. I said, "Did you?" I told Commander last night about this because I saw him at the Soup for Supper.
Oh, okay.
He was there playing music for the Soup for Supper, and so I asked him. I said, "Dave," I says, "We've made all this money here, but you lost your tips for the evening."
Mm-hmm.
I says, "Is there anything we can do for you?" He says, "Oh no," he says, "I wouldn't have made much of anything anyway." He says, "I've been playing Jeopardy with a couple of the guys at the bar."
Yeah.
He says, "Tuesday nights are not your big nights here."
No,
Okay. But it was hopping that night.
yeah. Oh no. And
It's a great idea you had. It's just super, and I can't thank you enough.
Well, I can't think you guys are showing up. That's what it's all about. I mean, and you can only go to so many of the events for the Milk
that's
Fund
true.
during the month, right? I mean,
Can't hit them all.
hey, you go to one and you spend a few bucks and you help a good cause, but that doesn't mean you got to go to all four in 1 week.
Right.
So, pick and choose the ones you think you'd like to go to with your friends and, just support. The cause is fantastic, and I'm just happy the American Legion, my commander, Bob Lafort, said, yeah, go ahead, man, do something like that. Let's have a good time, And like you said, Dave Frazier, our
And the
finance
commander was there. He came in
commander
with
was
his
there,
wife.
yep.
Remind me, his wife's name is?
Nikki.
Nikki, okay,
and
right.
she's the president of the
She was
auxiliary.
also at Soup for
Yes.
Supper last night with Bob.
Yep, yep. They make the rounds, and Bill Griswold, you probably saw Grizz.
I saw him there.
Yep,
he
yep.
had the microphone.
Yeah, there's a guy that does a fantastic amount of good things for veterans, by the way. A lot of it goes unnoticed, and you haven't got enough time in your program to list the litany of things that Bill Griswold has done for veterans. So, and I'm telling everybody all the time, especially veterans out there, any of the civilian population out there, we have an entity for you to join down at American Legion Post 85. Honestly, if you want a good organization, you guys witnessed it on Tuesday.
Oh, yeah.
If you want
Yeah.
a good organization to come down and join, people that are nice, they're friendly, and we do the right thing for not only veterans but the community, come on down and join us.
Now, let me beat Joe to the punch here, by the way. How's that car working out that we hear so much about?
Outstanding. In fact, there's a trip going out this afternoon. We're starting to get more and more people calling because we were actually smart enough to make some, which I should have thought of a long time ago, to make some small business cards.
Yeah.
And so we're handing them out. I think we've handed out over 200 of them already. So word is definitely spreading and getting out. We're getting more and more trips every month. And I always say it, I've got some fantastic volunteer drivers that just do the right thing. They're absolutely amazing. And all I got to do is make one. All I got to do is put it out on a thread on a text
Yep.
to all the drivers, and I don't wait 10 or 15 minutes before somebody grabs the trip. So take advantage of it. I'll explain it once again real quick. It's a courtesy vehicle we have for veterans out of the American Legion Post 85. And if you're a veteran, you need a ride to your VA medical appointment or your private medical appointment. And if you live in the geographical area Woonsocket, within a few miles, we will pick you up at your home. We will take you to the appointment. We will wait for you at the appointment, and we will take you home. We book one appointment a day, so it ain't the type of thing where you're going with 3 other people and we've got to wait for their appointments to be over. So 401-766-7585. Just give the person on the other end of the phone your name and your phone number. I'm the duty officer for the vehicle. I'll call you. We'll set up your appointment. We'll get you a driver, and we'll take care of business.
All right. And we're going to take a break right now, but we got something special coming up right after the break that Rich is going to take care of. And we'll find out all about that coming right up. This portion of Coffee has been sponsored by the Valley Breeze newspaper.
The Valley Breeze has been a local news leader since its founding in 1996, and more people are reading our stories today than ever before. We believe our mission of making our community stronger by telling their stories is not just a tagline, but a way of life for our staff as they connect with you, our loyal readers and advertisers. Our team thanks you for always reading, always reaching out, and always helping toward our shared vision. Check out any of our 5 editions or visit valleybreeze.com for more.
I'm here in the Florida Family Discount Furniture, and I'm here with Brad. Brad, the cold weather's here, so let's talk about heaters and decorative things for your living room. I see we're standing in front of a 92-inch TV stand with a heater in the center. It looks like a fireplace.
Yeah, so right now is a popular time of the year where the TV stand with the fireplace. We have a bunch of different ones, sizes from 50 inches all the way up to 92 inches. You could have the fireplace on just for ambiance. It has different LED settings, different color settings. If you want it to heat, it has a thermostat regulator. You can have it heat up to 1,000 square feet. So they're really popular right now. They're in stock. They're on our showroom at the everyday lowest price guaranteed here at Family Discount Furniture.
Family Discount Furniture at the corner of Social Street and Diamond Hill Road, right here in Woonsocket.
Happy holidays, everyone. This is Judy Sullivan, General Chair of Autumn Fest. On behalf of the whole committee, we want to wish you all a happy, healthy, and safe holiday season. The Milk Fund has done so much to help those in need, and we are thrilled to support the good work that many volunteers do each year to make it happen.
Thanks, Judy. And once again, Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year from the Autumn Fest Steering Committee.
Introducing Bowling for Milk. Join your friends and neighbors at Walnut Hill Bowling Lanes on Sunday, December 10th from 2 to 5 p.m. for strikes, spares, and maybe a few gutter balls, but plenty of fun at Bowling for Milk. Just $25 gets you 2 strings of bowling and shoe rental, and the Milk Fund gets half. To add to the fun, we'll have a mini auction for just those in attendance, including an item donated by the New England Patriots. And ON Radio's Cruisin' Bruce Palmer will be on hand to spin the tunes and sign autographs. The Patriots don't play that week, so join us for Bowling for Milk, Sunday afternoon, December 10th from 2 to 5 p.m. at Walnut Hill Bowl on Diamond Hill Road, Woonsocket. It's a party to help the Milk Fund.
ON Radio. It is Coffee and on ON. Thanks for joining us. Joe Callahan here with Dave Richards, Melissa Murray, Rich Elaine. We're being joined by Gary Smith as well. Hi there, Gary.
Hello.
Hello, and so Rich, you had a little something here? For,
Yeah. First of all, I'm happy to see Gary was here early.
Yeah. Which is unusual for Gary.
You know, I don't usually like to embarrass the hell out of people, but I'm going to embarrass you on the air. Okay?
That's probably impossible, but go ahead, try.
But, Gary is, I wouldn't be able to announce this car without you for what you did for us. And
Gary contacted Imperial.
Took
said,
care
"Hey."
of business, and we had this little thing going on with for veterans there, where we were collecting things for homeless veterans doing a transition. But Gary, we just wanted to, I don't know, just thank you in some way. So I got a little plaque here for you from us with the American Legion logo on it. I'll put it up right there, and it probably reads backwards to everybody on the TV. But in appreciation for your commitment and generosity of veteran community programs supporting the mission of the American Legion Fairmount Post 85, 2023, Gary. There you go. Thank you so much for everything you do for veterans in the community, and a lot of it goes unnoticed, so we just wanted to let you know our appreciation.
Gary, can you show it to that camera right over there? Just turn it around. Ooh, hang on.
Hang on.
Hold it in one place. I'll get it. And so then we'll just kind of zoom it in here. And there we go.
Look at that.
Isn't that nice?
So nice. And well deserved.
That's great.
All right.
Well
Congratulations.
deserved.
Very
Gary.
well
That's
deserved.
great.
Well, it seems overkill for what I did, but let me tell you how this happened. I was on my way here to do my Do You Remember program, and I heard you
Begging.
making your plea for probably one of the most worthy causes there ever was. And by the time I got here, I'd already called Kevin Meehan at Imperial, already had it agreed to, lined up. The details remained for a little while, but they took them a while to find just the right car, and they just deserve 99.9% of the credit for doing this. They not only gave you the car, but the 2-year maintenance program to go along with it.
Great.
Because Imperial and Kevin Meehan are just well, I'm going to say Kevin Meehan is fabulous. Car dealerships are car dealerships. They always try to make as much money as they can.
Well, of course.
But I will tell you this. Everybody knows that I know Kevin Meehan pretty well, and he's a good friend and client of mine, real estate-wise. But so people are always telling me, "Oh, I got a problem. I had a problem with the service department. I have a problem with this, problem with that." Inevitably in a car dealership, people are going to have problems. Well, sometimes the service people, think that they need to save Kevin money, and they're not going to do to me what they should be doing.
All right.
So I call Kevin. Kevin says, "Gary, I tell you this every single time. Give him my cell phone number. I will take care of it." I don't know any other car dealer that would ever
Call
do
the
that.
owner, yeah, really.
I mean, yeah, Mr. Big, and he does. He takes care of it. And
All
believe
right.
me, when Kevin calls those guys in the service department and
They
say, "You
jump.
take care of this lady," they jump. And secondly, as you well know, Rich, I have a 92-year-old uncle in assisted living who needs rides to medical appointments, and I have had a lot of experience with other veterans that posts that do the same thing you do, except they don't do the same thing you do. You take it to a whole new level. Those guys are very restrictive. They'll only go so many miles. They only do it a certain time, blah, blah, blah. Like you said, they have 3 people in the car at a time. You guys are, well, you specifically have turned this into a totally specialized service program, and it's just fabulous. Thank you very much for what you do.
Well, something, and I thank you for the kind words, but that it's all about taking care of your veterans. That's what it is, and sometimes I get extremely frustrated down at the post, and I got a great commander down there, Bobby Laforte, that just keeps reminding me all the time. Rich, just try to keep it low key.
Keep it together.
We bounce things off of each other, and we just try to do the right thing all the time. But you got to respect these veterans. And every time I get kind of down in the dumps, there's a guy down at the post there, Mike Notarangelo. Little Mikey's 96 years old, World War II. And he still comes down. He still has his little glass of wine. He still has his glass of beer. Can't see, can't hear. But, and I just love the guy to death. But that's the people you look at for motivation. That's the people.
Well, and to me, you guys have already done your service. You shouldn't even have to do this. But it's guys like me who didn't serve. Vietnam War was over when I graduated, and the very least I can do is, whenever I have the opportunity, is to help you guys. And
And it's great that you thought of it right away, Gary, with your connections in your real estate world, and you say, I think Kevin Meehan at Imperial Cars can help out here.
Oh, absolutely. I knew without a doubt that he would do it.
You talk about Kevin. You talk about Kevin Meehan, and just it's funny how life works, because when I was with the Department of Corrections back in the 2005, 2006, when I was on the executive board, our offices at that time were in Boston. So we sat around as a group of executive board members and said, we want to move. And so can we find a place? It's more centrally located in Massachusetts. And you probably know this, being in the real estate business, that where the Mass Correction Officers Union office is located right now is where the old Milford Daily News building was.
I know it well.
And who owned that?
Kevin Meehan.
And that's who we bought it for, believe it or not.
Yeah.
Believe it or not. So, it goes back that far. So it's funny how, something like this happens with the car. And, we had dealings with Kevin back in the mid-2000s.
He makes his money in the car dealership, but I got to tell you, he couldn't care less about cars. He loves taking distressed properties and turning them into something fabulous. And he's got a brain for that like you wouldn't believe. I am totally amazed at everything that man does, and he does it right when he does it.
But anyhow, Gary, thank you. Once again, that's just a little something from us to recognize what you do
thank you.
for veterans in the community.
Thank you. It's something that everybody can do. So do it.
All right. Did they spell your name right, Gary? Did they get it right, Smith?
They did. It's funny you should mention that. You know, when I first got my real estate license 30 years ago, they wrote my license out as Mary Smith. took them 2 months to correct my license.
Geez, I almost put Frank.
I'm glad they got it right. So congratulations to that. All right, got a few more minutes to go here on the program. I wanted to bring this up. Melissa, was this a good idea? All right. There's a woman in Parma, Ohio, and she was she was arrested and got convicted. Apparently, she threw some hot food, in the face of a Chipotle worker. Not happy with her guacamole or whatever. All right.
Right.
And so arrested, convicted. Now she's before the judge in Parma, Ohio. Her name is Rosemary Haynes. The judge says, I'm giving you two options: 90 days in jail or 30 days in jail, followed by 60 days working in fast food.
That's great.
And you'll see what it's like to be
You
on the
sure
other
will.
side of the
You
counter,
sure
and
will.
you'll never throw food at
Yep.
someone again.
I
and
love this judge.
she thought about it and says, "All right, we'll do the 30 days in jail and 60 days at McDonald's or Wendy's or wherever
She's
she
gonna
gets."
wish she stayed in jail.
So, but she
No,
took the
really,
fast
though.
food option, and now she's going to work 20 hours a week in whatever position they can
Oh, okay.
find
They're
her
not
in.
going to make her work at Chipotle. Well, Chipotle
Well, they
probably
just,
wouldn't.
they probably
pay
won't
her,
take
though.
her.
Right.
Well, they'll probably pay her, sure.
But
She's got a part-time job for
minimum
2
wage.
months.
I love this kind of justice.
I like it,
Somebody's
too.
going to say it's illegal at some point.
It's not illegal
But,
though.
I
To
remember
make you
when
work.
when I was a young man painting a house, I was scraping paint off a window, and I was looking out, and I saw this guy throw bags of trash on the road.
All right.
And I went out there and looked at what he had done, and I was going to even clean it up. But one of the things he apparently threw away by accident was his driver's license. Well, the police chief lived about 4 doors down from where I was working, who I knew, Chief Kelsey Townsend, and I brought the license over to him, and I told him what happened. Well, he made that guy clean that street
Oh, really?
every week for a month.
No, that's not what going to a judge. That was the police chief.
No, this is the police chief doing it.
handing out the
You want to
justice.
take this to
You know
court?
what?
We'll take it to court. But you got this option. So.
Plant corn, get corn, as my mom would say, right? But I mean, like, everybody who has ever worked in fast food knows how horrible it is. And
Oh,
what
yes,
could you
and
have
everybody
possibly...
should do that for a little
right,
while.
everybody should. Everybody should work in a public-facing, public
To deal with the
service
public.
in a capacity.
Yeah.
Yep, either in a restaurant or, you know, retail, which is also tough. But, like, what could that person possibly have done that was so egregious that you were going to throw hot food in their face?
I remember
like,
back in my fast food days, and people would scream and yell that there are only 2 pickles on the burger, and I wanted
Yeah.
3.
Yeah, yeah.
And they'd get irrational.
yeah.
We'll get you another
remember-
burger.
I
Please,
remember those
please
days.
calm
Yep.
down.
I'm not happy with
Many
the place.
times.
I just don't go back there.
That's another option. Just stop. Why do you keep
simple.
coming
But
here
also,
if everything's so
sometimes
lousy?
right. Sometimes I think to myself, like, okay, I've been there. Maybe they're having a bad day. Like, all right, I didn't get, you know, whatever it is that I perfectly, like, I wanted it. This obviously wasn't made with love. That's what, like, this wasn't made with love. But, like,
We didn't make anything with
you
love
gotta,
when I
you gotta
lived there.
cut people a little slack there.
Funniest though, Gary, I had an assistant manager at the Burger King who was going back and forth with some woman about I don't know what. But she said, she goes, you know what? I'm going to stop coming here and I'm going to go to McDonald's. Like that was a big threat, okay? And
Okay.
he said to her, he goes, ma'am, it's right there. Would you like me to drive you? Well, she just stormed out.
Sure, don't let the door
Yeah,
hit you on the way out.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
we had a Taco Bell, I mean, literally next door, and a McDonald's right down the road. Just go there.
It's a tough gig. It's a tough gig.
So
Those are the customers you wish upon your competition.
yes, please go to them.
Yes, yes,
Go,
yes.
please go be a pain to them. Would
Make
be,
their
would be
lives
great.
miserable.
All right, did you know there's a rat czar in New York City? This is someone's job.
He's failing miserably, I presume.
No.
Well, no. Well, it's a woman. The New York City Council is getting more insight into the rat czar's daily tasks. Kathleen Karate says rat mitigation is an interagency effort, and she sits at the helm to ensure accountability and review areas of need. She says there's no way to measure the exact size of the rat population, but uses the impact on New Yorkers to track mitigation successes. Many council members says Karate is producing results and worry budget cuts tied to the migrant crisis will impact her role.
Oh,
We're
here
going
we
to
go.
get rid of her. However, Karate is not concerned since her job is to build efficiencies within existing structures. but they
Okay.
might have to
But
get rid of her.
Didn't Boston propose this as well? Didn't
I
we
don't-
talk about that a few years ago?
But did they get one
a
in
few months
Boston?
ago?
Did Boston
They
get
were-
one?
I don't know, but we
I
were
don't remember.
laughing about the rat czar.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a real
Someone
deal.
is
Yeah.
bound to, claim inhumanitarian.
To the rats?
Why?
To the rats,
Why are you
yeah.
calling it a czar? Like,
Well, that's
like
what
a rat czar. What do
See,
you
the-
do?
the
I want
inter-
that on a. I want that
Better
on a
than King
business
Rat.
card.
The interesting part of you reading that story was the fact that probably people completely missed it. They might have to get rid of the rat czar because of the migrants coming in.
Maybe. Yeah.
That's
Which is not right either.
but no, we won't. That's a political discussion for another time, I guess.
And what does mitigate involve? I mean,
I don't know.
I don't know. Like, are you? I don't know. I have so many questions.
I thought it was migration, but no, it is mitigation. So
Yes.
they do have the right word here. So
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know, but
I have.
But
I have so many questions.
But
so
even when you're the rat czar, we still don't know how many rats are in the city.
how could you?
I don't know. You'd have to tag them like
Yeah.
sharks. to find
Just
out
the
how many
real
there
big
are.
ones.
That's
I
right.
mean, rats can procreate. Like, so
Quickly.
I used to have pet rats. You know
Yeah.
this, right?
Why doesn't that surprise me?
I loved my pet rat.
Oh,
pet,
you love
best
all-
pet ever.
all, like,
I love
animals,
all. I love all
wild
living
animals.
things. Yes.
Rats are only good
But
for one
they-
thing, feeding snakes.
No.
She had a good size rat.
I had a
like
good sized rat,
two-
but
yeah.
they can have like up to 12 babies every 4 weeks. And
Oh, I didn't know it
they're-
was that
and then
quick.
they can
All right.
start like procreating
Yeah.
after they're like 8 weeks old. So imagine just
grows and grows and grows and grows
grows
and
and
grows.
grows and grows. You don't spay or neuter rats, right? So
Well, I guess you could, but
I mean, you can, but I mean, you not in a city.
all right.
Anyway.
We've got to run. The show's come to an end. Thank you very much for listening. Thanks to Dave Richards, who was here. Melissa Murray, thanks for coming in.
Thank you.
All right. And Richard Lane from Post 85, thanks for coming in.
Hey, thank you very much. Enjoyed myself as always.
All right. And Gary Smith, thanks for popping in and enjoy your
My
award.
pleasure.
there.
Thank
That's
you
very-
very much.
Congratulations,
Thank you, guys.
Gary.
This is wonderful.
And stay tuned for Gary Smith and the crew. Do You Remember is coming your way at 9:30 here on ON Radio. We hope you can join us Sunday at Bowling for Milk at Walnut Hill Lanes, and that will be from 2 to 5 on Sunday.
Broadcasting live and local daily from the Navigant Credit Union broadcast studio at the corner of Park Avenue and Kennedy Street. This is WOON Woonsocket Radio. And now, the news.